Previously on the Major League Gaming Call of Duty Pro League.
So Rise had their work cut out for them, but fortunately, these guys are pretty solid online. Looney with his broken left hand, still gaming.
And we saw some amazing performances on Rise Nation, especially from Weeds.
You got attached, the man who can always put up big numbers.
Let's go!
Very fun about that.
This is Envy. Merc, Formal, JCap, and Nameless came in with a plan.
But really, the guy to watch the entire weekend was Formal.
They may be a favorite to once again finish in the top two.
Go, Matthew, go. Go, Matthew.
The craziness on Twitter over the last 16 hours, let me catch you up. Oh, Karma, arguably the best player in all of Call of Duty, is a free agent. Karma has come to FaZe, and Dito has gone to Evil Geniuses of Optic Nation. It seems that everything is paying off. These guys are currently holding on to the number 3 spot in the COD League, challenging for that number 1 position.
Nice, bros. 3v1.
He went logs, he went to your right.
Let's go.
Oh.
Optic Gaming's rise from 11th place in the COD League all the way into our top 6. We saw Optic Gaming decide to make the move from the East Coast over in Chicago to go out to the West Coast.
Every win is crucial, pretty much.
Nice proof, let's go, huge win.
Let's go, bro! Let's go, bro!
Denial was on a bit of a downward spiral, able to turn it back around in the final 2 weeks.
If Vanquish wins 2 matches this evening, they are in. They are guaranteed a spot in Season 3. But tonight, Noble Vanquish is our squad to watch. They determine their own fate, trying to prevent the push, and I think they've done it, Maeve.
Noble, what an impressive performance from them tonight.
Oh, the play for your friend, that's one. That's two, getting it!
8 MLG teams that qualified.
Here we go, Fwiz. They know.
Oh, no! No! Oh, my God! At least like he gets it! Oh, Lord, fucking!
Look at this,
Oh,
man.
my God!
It's time, match number 1 of the day. We got the losers bracket semifinals here in the MLG TV arena. Optic Gaming taking on Most Wanted, and if you don't know these two teams, we gotta open things up with this Most Wanted squad. Fwiz, talk to me about this team.
Look, they were doing everything right. Sender was like remarkable in the matches that I was commentating yesterday. I mean, he was just insane the way that they were playing. Huddle was doing a great job too. So I think this team's ready to go. I feel like, again, I will admit that my take on Most Wanted and kind of Noble going into this was wrong, and these guys have done a great job. Basically, think about it. He's only 17. He's been playing since 2011. Like, I still think his best days are ahead of him, so him already playing at a high level right now is incredibly impressive. You know, he's the objective player. He does what he needs to do. I like that he's selfless. He fills the gap for the team.
Yeah, this guy, you saw so many selfless plays. He's going to take the desk. He doesn't really care about his statistics. He's just fighting for the win. Classic really impressed me last night. He turned up the slang. He was the hype man in the booth. You saw him standing up, flexing, getting pumped up. The rest of the team fed off of that energy. He's the oldest guy on the squad. He's got to be the leader again today.
He's got to win in order to fulfill the FaZe prophecy as well of all the FaZe Red and Black original members winning championships. So it's his turn this weekend to win.
I like that huddle here. He is the young gun, 17 years old as well. 0.9 KD, but yesterday it was much higher. Huddle leading the team and slaying right there with the duo Slacked. You'll see him hopping on the objectives when needed, and he stepped up big in the search and destroys when they needed him most.
Yes, he did. He played very well yesterday all around, and I don't think his KD certainly isn't reflective of how he's been playing here on LAN. And then Slacked, great player.
This is the guy going into
beast
mode.
I said Sender. I meant to say Slacked earlier. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Slacked was lighting it up last night. Really, with the AR, that's when I saw him doing the best, but he got it done with the Vector as well. He's going to be your king when it comes to Dom. He's the one who's going to post up the biggest numbers, just hanging back, picking off people from afar.
3 17-year-olds, man. They're young guys on that team.
Yeah, and these are the guys formerly United. Black Ops 2 is when they broke out. That was just a year ago. Now they're here, the MLG TV arena. They got their headbands ready to go today.
That's a fresh pullover, man. I need to Get me one of those.
We need to
I
cop
know.
one of those
I'm
most
going
wanted.
to.
All right, well, on the other side of the stage, though, everybody knows these
Yeah.
guys. Let's introduce Optic Gaming. Take it away, Fwiz.
The fan favorites in Optic Gaming. We'll start it off with Proofy. He's the slayer for the team. He's got a nice positive KD, and everybody knows this man. And honestly, when Proofy plays at a high level, it's kind of insane to watch. Now,
Robo-proof.
yeah, I mean, it's you gotta. He can be a little inconsistent at times in events, but when he's on top of his game, he's a joy to watch. And then obviously him and Scumpii as a combo are pretty scary.
Yeah, I think Proofy was actually the difference maker last night.
Yeah.
You saw him making huge plays in the S&Ds. Clayster was really the duo with Proofy, especially just thinking back to that Warhawk S&D. Proof started it, Clay took over the game, and Proof finished it. Look for Clay to have another great day.
He said we're winning this. When I told him good luck when he walked in the booth, he's like, we're winning this event. So Clayster's got the hype right now.
And he has been huge on the vetoes as well. King Scump, though,
he's
we're
insane.
looking for him to have a championship Sunday. Hasn't been his flashiest tournament, hasn't been his biggest in terms of the KD, but I'm looking him to turn it up. Scumpii, one of the most impressive players in all of Call of Duty. The reaction time, ridiculous. This man is a super slayer.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he played really well yesterday. He caught a lot of flack for that 0-8 game, so he was able to make up for it. See if he does it in Sunday. And then Nate's shot, he's the man of the hour, as always, and he plays a little bit of a filler role for his team with his support objective role, and he's always a joy to watch and search and destroy. I mean,
I think he's the best in the game.
Yeah,
I'm just going to flat out say it. Nate Shot is the best S&D player in this tournament.
He's got a good balance of recklessness and wits about him that make him lethal, that he's honed over all the years of playing Search and Destroy. So that's Optic Gaming. They're ready to roll, man.
Look at that face.
That's intense.
Robo-proof
They're
is
just
ready
playing
to
a
go.
free-for-all. I mean, look at that. I've never seen someone so mad playing in a free-for-all. There's
focus
bots in that game. I
is
mean, dang,
real.
bro.
Well, it looks like it's time for the match selection process. Let's send it down to our analysts. We got Maven, Ben, and Teepee down on the floor.
Welcome back to the MLG Call of Duty Analyst Desk. First off, before we even get into the selection process, from all of us, Fwiz, congrats.
Yeah. Massive congratulations.
Yeah, hopefully you can ref game battles while you're there still. But seriously, great stuff. But we are going to go to the commissioner and the players here as we are going to start the map selection process. All right, we'll take a look here. As the first veto comes in, Teep, it is going to be Domination Freight. Thoughts?
Very good veto from Most Wanted right there. Freight, I would definitely say Optics, one of their more favored maps. Interesting here that Gaming is getting rid of Octane Dom. I guess they saw Most Wanted play a little bit yesterday.
Well, yesterday they vetoed
completely
Octane.
It's true. It's true.
Think
They're just sticking to what they're doing the whole time.
Yeah, they're going to stick to what they've been doing. I mean, you just look at, for example, some of the maps that they've been vetoing recently.
However, in this matchup, I know Optic Gaming is a strong Octane team on Domination, so a little bit questionable for me, but I get it. They've been doing the same vetoes the whole tournament. They've been playing well. No reason to change things up right now.
And you see Blitz Octane. They just went down the list. They did not want to play Octane
Same old
They
from them.
don't want to play it again today. On the flip side, it's going to be Blitz, Warhawk, and Sovereign S&D from Most Wanted. Thoughts on Most Wanted's some vetoes here, Benson?
I mean, just go back to what we were quickly saying before. All Octane, just gone. They're not wasting any time whatsoever.
They don't want to play Blitz. You saw Spacely put up 14 caps on Blitz Octane. They're
exactly.
not trying to play against that.
Yeah, they don't want to be playing against that, but Most Wanted vetoes, they're pretty solid vetoes there, I would say. What about you two?
It looks like it's going to be a pretty even match. Most Wanted's one of their stronger maps is Strike Zone Dom from what we've seen at this tournament so far, but also Optic. This first map, Strike Zone, is really going to set the momentum. We need to see who's going to come out early. It's a little bit earlier for these players in the morning. They haven't had a couple matches to get into it. So this first map's going to be a little bit shaky. If you have an off player today, you're not going to have a good time.
For me, this all basically comes down to which Optic Gaming are we going to see today.
Exactly.
Is it going to be Optic Gaming from day one, where it was kind of a little bit inconsistent, a little bit slow to kick off, or is it going to be Optic Gaming from yesterday, which, quite honestly, just looks scary
Day two
good.
looked like how Envy was playing.
When you have 3 players dropping 30 kills in respawn,
unbelievable.
That's concerning if you're still in this.
Well, game number 1 is what sets the tempo, and we had like you said, 2 different Optic games. You had Clay, negative 21 in that first.
But then
Friday
brought it
night.
back. He's been one of the best players in the tournament.
Plus 10 to 12 on the second time they played it. So great stuff there from him to bounce back. This is going to be a fantastic series. I think we could all. This one has potential to go the distance. I'm thinking 3-1 Optic Gaming though. What about you guys?
Oh, tough one. I'm going to give it 3-2 to Gaming.
Okay.
I'm going to say if Optic Gaming win the first map, it's going to be 3-0.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
The sweep.
I think it's going to be swift. I think today's going to be a quick day. What can I say?
All right. Well, the players are getting ready. Let's throw it back up top to Puckett and Fwiz for the first game.
All right.
My homie Benson he calls 3-0s all day long.
He's ruthless.
He's Mr. 3-0. Every match is like 3-0 for what Team X, yeah.
This one all comes down to this first game for Most Wanted for me. I think they can beat Optic Gaming on Strike Zone. But if you let Optic thrash you on Strike Zone, it's just going to be a mental barrier that they won't be able to come back from.
I'm always big on when I talk about Optic, how much of a mental team they are and how much they kind of thrive on one another's success. So when they don't play well, I get nervous for them in the sense that they start kind of falling apart. But when they're firing on all cylinders, much like an envious squad, they get scary, right? And then if Nate Shot is doing well, so I think there's a lot of truth to what you're saying. If game one, they can come out and play well, it'll set the tone for them. However, if Most Wanted is able to just give them the schmang dangle game number one, yeah, then I'm worried about Optic Gaming, to be honest with you. They would need that search and destroy from a morale standpoint in game number 2 to be able to pull it out. So
I don't know what to be more scared of. The focus on Optic Gaming right now, you can see all their faces.
And Nate Shot, like, man.
Or the smiles on Most Wanted. Slack looks loose. He looks comfortable.
They're playing on Sunday, man. It's exciting.
It's going to be good, man, and it's all going down. There are your key players to watch. Nate Shot versus Slacked in this best of 5. It's all kicking off right now as we're going into Strike Zone domination. Slacked and the boys getting pumped for Most Wanted. Optic Gaming's got their game face on to kick off Championship Sunday. Boys, does Optic take the whole tournament here if they win this first match?
I don't know if I can start getting real reckless with predictions like that yet. I'll lose all my followers on Twitter. But I think one step at a time, they got to get through this match, right?
If Most Wanted wins this, they go to the finals. I'll tell you
that. I know. And here's what why I feel like Optic is always more intense and Most Wanted is a little bit more lighthearted is because they won't have to deal with a fraction of the scrutiny that Optic has to deal with when they lose, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like every match that Optic has to go into, there's an intensity that a team like Most Wanted doesn't have to deal with. So Most Wanted, I feel like that's a benefit to them as a team that they can let loose, man. Like can be, let's just go for it. Where Optic kind of always has in the back of their head that the moment that they lose, if they lose this match, what happens to their Twitter and their social sphere and the things that people say. So you got to think about that. Like that's a real thing that Most Wanted doesn't have to deal with.
It's going to be interesting, man. I do want to point out here, we have an injured player today on the main stage.
Oh, my gosh. First ever. Wow.
Spacely burned his finger.
Oh,
it was his trigger finger. Good luck today, Mr. Space.
Yeah, like you're a gamer. The only thing you need is like your index finger and thumbs. Man,
I love this.
He better dip that baby in some aloe.
Oh, he's good to go.
Did he give it a 24-hour?
We had our producer Fireman take care of him. He's all bandaged up. He's good to go. It's game time. Clayster's ready to go. Strike Zone, the fastest paced game in the 11-game rotation, is going to kick off this best of 5 series. Clayster had a rough Strike Zone to open Friday. That set the tone for their Friday night loss. Yesterday, he turned it up, but Most Wanted, look out for the young guns. 3 17-year-olds all playing together, and this would be a huge upset. Most Wanted, the number 8 seed coming in, and they're in the top 4 already. Classic's in his pajama pants, man. He's comfy.
Yeah, and Most Wanted 6-1 in the losers bracket. So I mean, it's like they dropped 1 game since they've been in the losers bracket. So that's also scary going into this. And they played FaZe, and then was it Denial? I forget who they 3-0'd, but they're 6-1 through the bracket. So they're good, man. They're ready to roll. It so much comes down to the Strike Zone game. Honestly, like hopefully we can figure out whatever's wrong with it because I'm really anxious and jittery to jump in this game.
I'm ready.
I don't have the relaxed, cool, calm, collected that Nate Shot's got right now, man. I'm ready to do this.
All right, guys, I'm going to send it to a 60-second commercial break. We're going to get Slacked and Classic back in the booth, and we'll kick off this best of 5 when we return.